I will discuss on basic electronics subject. So in this subject, I'll discuss about SCR, okay, and what is SCR characteristic curve and phase controlled application. Here I'll be discuss about SCR and CMOS under module 2. It comes under FET and SCR. FET, we know that it is stand for field effect transistor, and SCR stand for silicon controlled rectifier. As I said in the beginning, uh, I am concentrating on SCR characteristics, okay, VI characteristics curve and phase controlled application circuit. So now I'll discuss about SCR characteristic, okay, SCR characteristics. So almost we have reached okay, end of the okay, topic. So one more topic is there for discussion, and the most complicated okay, topic that we can understand in the module 2 is SCR part only, okay, SCR part. So which is very difficult to understand. If you are not able to understand, please pause it and try to replay it, okay, and understand well. Okay, I'll discuss about SCR characteristics curve, and before that just I'll try to add one more point, okay, one more discussion. I have already discussed okay, starting of this SCR part. Just I'll try to repeat that. I'll take the PNP, okay, N structure. So for example, in the diode, okay, we have PN junction, no? PN junction. If okay, this is a diode, we have only two layer, and if I want to make this, okay, for example, this is PN. If I want to make this diode to be okay in conducting mode or okay, forward biased, I want to break down this region, okay. So we are able to break down this region only when we are given some external voltage source. Same thing here, okay. So instead of two PN layer, we are having four layers, P, N, P and N, and also it's possible to yes, we have okay, three junction, junction 1, junction 2, I have already discussed, and junction 3. So I want to break down this, so I can break down okay, this junction in two different way. So by applying some external sources, okay, some positive voltage. So that is one possibility, and this is anode and cathode, and one more external okay, sorry, there is one more connection, that is gate. And to break down this okay, three junctions, PN junctions, I'll take the support of this gate, okay, by passing the IG. How we are passing the IG? So that we have already discussed, so by setting some okay, positive voltage, okay, remember that. So just I am taking the help of IG. Without IG also it is possible to break down, but we need okay, more okay, positive value, more positive value. So here for okay, silicon and germanium, silicon I think 0.3 and germanium is 0.7, no, like this to break down. So here also okay, we need some okay, more value. For example, I am telling some 0.8 or what, okay, 0.8 or 0.9, something like that, or 1.1, without taking the help of IG. If we take the IG, so since we are going to attack that junction J1, J2, J3 from two different okay, supports, so one from IG and one from positive value, we need very less value of positive voltage, very soon we are able to break down that okay, junction J1, J2, J3. So that is what actually the main thing we have to understand. So if you understood this, it makes very easy to understand this SCR characteristics so easily, okay. Now moving on to okay, characteristics curve. Just I'm going to concentrate on okay, the first okay, point. Okay, we have voltage, forward voltage Vf, and we have okay, current I here in this direction, positive y axis current, and along the x axis we have okay, voltage. So the same voltage I have considered here, no, for example plus 5 volt, same voltage. So that is a forward current, sorry, forward voltage. So it is represented like Vf. Okay, this is Vf. So just observe here, uh, this is forward conduction mode. So I can see some okay, terms here are regions. This is forward braking region, and this is forward conduction region. So this is the region when the SR is conducting. Okay, forward, this region is what, forward blocking region. Okay, this is forward blocking region. So try to make okay, try to see the difference here. And here what, this is very important to understand. For Ig is equal to what, 0. We are not taking the help of Ig. Okay, just we are trying to break down these three regions, J1, J2, J3, just by using this voltage source. Okay, forward voltage. So we need initially till breakdown, there is breakdown, still three junctions is going to break down, there is no current. And even though if you are able to see the current, it is what actually small current. Okay, small current, small current. So SCR is not going to conduct, still it is in okay, blocking mode. Just we are trying to break down that trying to break down those three okay, layers, junctions, J1, J2, J3. So without, we here at this point we are not taking any help of okay, help from Ig. Here it is clearly mentioned Ig is equal to 0. So once it is breakdown, okay, so there is no restriction or there is no resistance. Okay, there is no resistance. So even though for a small value of okay, forward voltage Vf, we are able to see the SCR in the conducting mode. Still we break those three layers, we need more voltage. For example, okay, 0.9 voltage. Once it is breakdown, there is no restriction or there is no resistance offered by the SCR. Okay, just we are going to break down that resistance. Once it is breakdown or it is broken, even though for a small value of okay, voltage, we are able to see the SCR in conduction mode or into the conduction mode. So that's why we are going to start with okay, small value of forward voltage. So once after we are breakdown or broken the okay, three junctions PN junctions. So for a small value of voltage also, we are able to observe the large value of current across the SCR. Okay, across the SCR. That is one point okay, we should understand. So here at this point, actually what at this point, so it is in a conducting mode. SR is in conducting mode. So this region is what actually forward conduction region. Here forward blocking region. So it is not breakdown, but it is under the okay, blockage mode. So it is a blocking region. Okay. So that is what actually about when Ig is equal to 0, we have, without taking the help from the okay, gate current or gate pulse. Now suppose I am taking okay, help from the gate current. Now I started taking the help from okay, gate current. So that is what Ig1 I will say. This Ig1 is what, greater than Ig0. Ig0 initially what, 0. Here Ig1 is greater than okay, Ig0 means let's say for example 1 milliamps. So from both the sides, from Ig and okay, forward voltage, we are trying to break the junctions, no, 3 junctions. So I need, okay, very I mean, yes, we are able to, okay, break down that region very short time. Okay, we still we need the help from the forward voltage also, but we are able to break down that three regions with a short time. Okay, so here we are going to break down till this voltage, but here, since we are taking the help from gate current, it is going to break down, okay, earlier as compared to Ig0. So again, once it is breakdown, yes. So for a small value of forward voltage also, we are able to see SCR in conduction mode. This is IB. Second, this is okay. Yeah, this point, and for a small value of okay, voltage, so there is a drastic change in the current across the SCR. Now again, instead of okay, I'm considering Ig as a 1 milliamp, I'm going to increase that value. Ig, this is Ig0, Ig1, this is Ig2. Ig2 is greater than Ig1. Here Ig1 is 1 milliamps, now it is 2 milliamps. So this 2 milliamps is greater than 1 milliamps. Okay, the support from the gate is now increased. Okay, so now early we are able to break down that okay, we are able to, okay, break down those 3 PN junction layers so early. See here, so early. So once it is breakdown, yes, for a small value of okay, forward voltage, we are able to see the, okay, large value of current across the SCR. Just we are taking the help from, okay, help from Ig. So what are the changes that we can observe, we came to know. Okay, so now also we can see one more parameter, holding current, and this is also holding current, this is also holding current. This is IH0, IH1 and IH2. And the reverse biased region, we'll move on to the reverse biased region. So I'll discuss about holding current, what is holding current, okay, later. So after I, okay, completed the discussion here in the reverse biased condition. So it is similar as diode okay, condition, reverse biased condition. So for a particular value of, okay, negative voltage, there is no current, and once it is breakdown, so it is going to withstand the, okay, voltage, but once the PN junction is okay, broken, so large amount of current, and still we are able to see the small value of current, that is a reverse current or a leakage current, and that is very okay, small value, which we can neglect. So it is a negligible order. So it is as simple as a diode reverse biased condition. Okay, so what is holding current? So now we have broken the, okay, I'll come to the discussion of holding current. What is holding current? Just, yes, we have broken the three junctions, okay, 3 junctions, PN junctions, and we removed the okay, gate pulses. Now I'll start to decrease the, okay, forward voltage, this 5 voltage, and since SCR is in turn on, okay, turn on, and this SCR is able to hold the current, so it is going to hold the current up to this level for when Ig is equal to 0, that is IH0, and immediately it goes to 0. And similarly, when Ig1 is equal to, okay, some value, it's greater than Ig0, which means Ig1 is okay, more than 0, okay, amps, 0 value, and for this example I have taken 1 milliamps. So after we remove the, okay, gate pulses or triggering pulses, and I start decrease the value, okay, VF, forward voltage, and still we are able to see the current across the SCR up to some okay, some value of VF, and after that, so it is going to 0. Similarly, IH2 is what? IH2 is what? Holding current for okay Ig2, where Ig2 is greater than Ig1 and greater than Ig0. Ig0 is 0 milliamps, 1 milliamps and 2 milliamps. Similarly, okay, so after we broken the PN junction layers and when I start decrease the okay VF, so SR is able to withstand or hold the current, okay, so hold the current across the SCR up to some okay value of VF forward voltage, and suddenly it goes to 0. Okay, so from which value of current or up to what value of current the SR is able to hold it, so that current is called as holding current. So immediately it becomes what? 0. So that is actually what the meaning of holding current. So that we'll discuss about okay here. There are different okay, I'll give the explanation for a different terms here. What is a forward break over voltage, holding current, and gate triggering current, average forward current, and so on. Okay, so here I'll give the clear explanation for holding current. So now I shall start giving the explanation for okay different terms here. I'll start with the forward okay breakover voltage. So what is the forward breakover voltage means? So we represent this with VBR, okay, since it is in the forward condition. VBR or VBRF. So this is the voltage at which the SCR enters the forward conduction here, the forward conduction from forward blocking region. The value of VBRF is maximum when and is Ig is equal to 0. Okay, so VBR here, the VBR is here. Okay, when Ig is equal to 0, VBR is this one. Okay, it's high value for Ig is equal to 0. Uh, so now when the gate connected when the gate current in is increased, VBRF okay, so decreases, and it designated as VBR F1. Okay, so like that and so on. So it is very simple. When Ig is equal to 0, breakdown voltage is okay very much, so that is VBR 0. And when I increase the gate current to Ig1, so it decreases the breakover voltage, that is VB1. When Ig1, so breakdown voltage is VB1. Similarly, when breakdown voltage we have increased, gate current is increased to Ig2, so it decreases the breakdown voltage. Okay, VBR F2. VBR F2 is for Ig2, VBR1 is for Ig1, and VBR F0 is for when Ig is equal to 0. So like that. So that is all about forward breakover voltage. Next, holding current. So this is the value of anode current below which the SCR switches from the forward conduction region to the forward blocking region. The value of increases with the decreases the value of, and is the maximum for Ig is equal to 0. Okay, so this is how we can understand. So from here onwards it is forward conduction mode. So here it is forward blocking region, no? So after we remove the gate pulses and I start decrease the forward voltage, so up to some value, okay, up to some okay, up to some okay current, some value for some value of current, SR is going to volt. So after that immediately it is going to okay give the value as 0. So from which value of current it is going to fall to 0, so that current is called as holding current. So like that IH1 and IH2, and IH1 is okay, IH1 is having more value as compared to IH1. IH1 is okay is actually what it is less than IH0 and greater than IH2, and IH2 is less than IH1 and IH2. Okay, so like that. So gate current or a gate triggering current. Okay, third term. So here, so what is the meaning of gate trigger current is, so this is the value of current, value of gate current necessary to switch the SCR from the forward blocking region to the forward conduction region under the specified conditions. Okay, so this is actually what the explanation for gate triggering current. So as simple as okay, already we have done the discussion. So for a particular value of a gate current, it takes the SCR from forward conducting mode to forward blocking region to forward conduction mode for a specified okay. So it is for a specified condition, like when Ig is equal to 0, Ig1 is equal to 1 milliamps and Ig2 is equal to 2 milliamps. So like that. Okay. So next, average forward current, IF. So definition for average forward current, IF, is what? This is the maximum continuous anode current that the device can withstand in the conduction state under specified conditions. As simple as, okay. So just we can understand by we can understand the statement of forward, okay. Average forward current, it's average current, that's it. Okay, as simple as like how we can understand, it's the average value of forward current. So next, forward conduction region. So this is what actually forward conduction region, okay, we are able to see here forward conduction region. So the definition for forward conduction region is, there is this region corresponds to the on condition of the SCR where there is forward current from cathode to anode through the very low resistance. In conduction mode, SCR offers very low resistance. Okay, so that's why very drastic change in the current. Next, forward blocking and reverse blocking region. So definition for this, these regions correspond to the off condition of the SCR where the forward current from the cathode to anode is blocked by the effective open circuit of the SCR. This is forward blocking region. No? So here FR is in not, okay, it is not in conduction mode. It is blocked by some, what to say. So it is blocked by the effective open circuit. So when it is not conducting, so it is something like it is open circuit. So similarly, reverse breakdown region. So the definition for reverse breakdown region, it is very simple, and it is very similar to okay, diode reverse biased condition. Okay, reverse breakdown region. So last in this slide, SCR applications. So where we can use the SCR device, the SCR is used in many applications, like including motor controller, time delay circuits, heater controls, phase controls, and relay controls, and sawtooth generator. Okay, so why we require the time delay? So delay is what actually, see, just I'm going to map this here. So here we are okay, making the SCR to okay forward condition. Here also we are making the forward condition, and here also we are making the forward condition, but with the okay some delay here. Yes, sir. So here some delay is there. Okay, here fast switching, here late switching, here still late switching. So that is controlled by what? Gate current Ig. Ig0, Ig1, Ig2, Ig3, so on. So wherever we require the delay in the circuit, so there also we can use the SCR. So this is all about SCR characteristics curve in forward conduction mode and reverse conduction mode. So now almost we have reached end of the discussion of module 2. So this is all about phase control applications. Okay, here the thing we should concentrate on phase control. Okay, so where we are going to control the phase, so that is very important. So that we'll discuss here. So let me read out the statement. A common application of HCR is in control of AC power, okay, is AC power of lamp, like, okay, AC power like lamp, dimmer, okay, and electric devices like heaters and electric motors. Okay, so these are the possible applications where we can use the phase control. Okay, a off wave rectifier, a variable resistance phase control circuit is shown in the figure 19. Okay, so this is a figure 19. It shows the off wave rectifier, and we know that how does off wave rectifier it works. Okay, so it conducts only in positive half cycle, either positive half cycle or negative half cycle with okay, one voltage source and resistance, minimum one voltage source and one resistance and one diode. One voltage source is here, okay, one diode is here, and resistance is, we have okay, load resistance here for SCR, so that is not important here. So half wave rectifier, if you want to consider as half wave rectifier, this is a source, this is resistance, this is diode. Okay, so we know the condition of forward bias condition, the negative biased condition. In forward biased condition, it is going to conduct only positive half cycle, and in the negative, okay, in the reverse biased condition, it is going to conduct only, okay, negative half cycle. So for example, yeah, I'm sorry, here applied across the terminals A and B. So before that, where had stopped? Figure 19. Okay, figure 19. Its voltage source is having 120 volts. It's a AC source, right? AC source. So it provides both positive half cycle and negative half cycle based on the diode condition, whether it is forward bias condition or okay, reverse biased condition. It is going to conduct only half cycle, okay, 0 to 180 or 180 to 360. So its voltage level is 120 voltage AC, are applied across the terminal A and B. Okay, so across the terminal A and B, let's say this is terminal A and B. Okay, A and B, and represent the resistance of the load, or I can map here also. Okay, here A and B. So load resistance here RL. For example, heating element. Okay, so here it's a load, and for a load I can say that okay, so in place of SCR or after the SCR we can place the heating element, where it's one of the applications, right, or lamp filament. Resistors limits the current and potential. Okay, this load resistance, what it does, it limits the current. Okay, it limits the current, and the potentiometer R2 sets the trigger level, trigger level for the SCR. Okay, so this point is very important. We are concentrating here more on, okay, potentiometer R2 sets the trigger level. So here we have to concentrate on resistance R1, potentiometer R2, potentiometer resistance R2, and load resistance. Okay, so load resistance. So what R1 is fixed here. Okay, there is no change in R1 value, and load resistance, potentiometer resistance. We know how does potentiometer work, right? So we can vary the resistance value from the potentiometer. So here just observe the arrow mark here. Okay, so we can vary the potentiometer either in this direction or this direction, okay, to set some particular resistance R2 and load resistance also, okay. So wherever we can use the, okay, heating elements and filaments, and whatever, okay, how much amount of okay, resistance or the current that we require for the heater or a filament, so that will decided by the load resistance also, okay, it's load resistance also. So I'm not going to concentrate on load resistance here, okay, and fixed resistance value R1. I am going to concentrate only on the diode, okay, and SCR and variable resistance, that is from the potentiometer. Okay, it's very important to understand. So RL, what it does, it's a load resistance, right? So its explanation is given here, resistance of the load, okay. For example, suppose we are using the circuit for heating element, okay, for heating element or lamp filament. So how much okay, I mean how much resistance it is required to, okay, required current across the heating element or a filament, that will be discussed, I mean, so that will okay, uh, so that heating element and filaments are connected across the load, and so based on the current across the load resistance, so it decides the, okay, heating element, lamp and filament current, okay. So we understood and we know that, okay, what is the importance of load resistance, okay, fine. So R1, basically R1 is a fixed resistance, okay. I'm not going to concentrate more here, just I'm going to concentrate more on load resistance here, sorry, resistance from the potentiometer and the diode. So one more point, it is given clearly, last point, a resistor limits the current and potentiometer R2 sets the trigger level, okay. So as we have already discussed, so we can make this SCR to turn on in two different ways, either voltage between the anode and cathode, voltage source between the anode and cathode, and the other way is what, trigger pulse, that is at the gate, okay, that is at the gate. So that trigger pulse is controlled by this diode, okay, this diode. And we know that when the diode is become forward biased and reverse biased, and when we can make this diode to be conduct, that is fully controlled from the voltage source and as well as the resistance, that is from the R2, okay. Let assume that this diode is okay, is in forward biased condition, so it is going to conduct only, okay, positive half cycle, and it is not going to conduct for, okay, negative cycle. But whether it is going to conduct fully positive half cycle, this full positive half cycle, that will be decided by this resistance, okay, that will be decided by this resistance R2. So because of this resistance R2, some voltage drop across this resistance, right? So that we have to minus here, that we have to, okay, minus here. So what is the voltage drop across this resistance? So V is equal to IR, right? So when R is more and V is also more, and when R is less, V is equal to what? Is also less. And that resistance value we can vary here, because basically it is what, potentiometer, right? So this resistance R2 can be varied. Now So this is very important to understand before we are moving to figure A, figure B and figure C. Okay. So what we have understood, okay, here this SCR, okay, can be made in conduction mode because of voltage across the, okay, voltage source across the anode and cathode and trigger pulse. So this trigger pulse is what? Controlled by the diode, and we have assumed that this diode is forward bias condition. It is going to conduct only positive half cycle. It is not going to conduct negative half cycle. Yes, and whether it is going to conduct for full positive half cycle or okay any particular portion of a positive half cycle, it is decided by this resistance. Okay, that resistance is what? R2. So whether it is going to conduct a full half cycle, a positive half cycle, full positive half cycle, or okay like a particular positive half cycle, it will be decided by this resistance R2 from the potentiometer. Now just observe the position of this resistance. This arrow mark is what? This arrow mark is what? At the resistance top, R2 top, okay, R2 top. So which means, so now the resistance offered by this resistance, or the resistance offered by this R2, resistance offered by this R2 from the potentiometer, is what? 0. Okay. So now this diode, okay, this diode is going to fully conduct, it is going to fully conduct for full positive half cycle, so which is why we are getting full positive half cycle, okay. So now, okay, so from the 0 degree or from this portions, from this level, we are going to, okay, provide the triggering pulses to the SCR. So as soon as we are giving, okay, from the 0 degree to the SCR, as soon as from the 0 degree we are giving triggering pulses to the, okay, SCR, so SCR is going to turn on. Okay, the same concept if we move towards the, okay, 90 degree conduction. Now just observe the, okay, waveform here, this and this. Okay, just observe the position of this arrow mark here. It is almost what? Off the way or midway. It is settled at the midway of this resistance R2. Okay, here it is almost uppermost position, here it is middle position, or halfway or midway position. Now, okay, exactly whatever the resistance offered by the resistance R2 is what? Half now. Okay, so full resistance from the R2, let's say 2 kilo ohm. Now resistance offered by the, okay, R2, so what? 1 kilo ohm length. So now because of that reason, the diode here, this diode is not going to conduct from the 0 degree. Okay, so we know the 0 degree and 90 degree, right? So here it is a 0 degree, it is 90 degree, and it is 180 degree. Okay, so because of the resistance R2 from the potentiometer is at the middle position, so some resistance is offered by the resistance R2, so that is off resistance, and it makes this diode to be it makes this diode to be forward biased conduction. Okay, it makes this diode to be forward biased conduction only after 90 degree, not from the 0 degree. Okay, only it makes this diode to be forward biased conduction only after 90 degree. Okay, waveform. So we are started giving the trigger pulses, these trigger pulses to the SCR from the 90 degree position, means the SCR is going to conduct from 90 degree to 180 degree. Before in this case, so SCR is going to conduct from 0 degree to 180 degree. So because diode is going to conduct from 0 to 180 degree, right? 0 to 180 degree, same condition. But here the diode is not going to conduct from 0 to 180 degree. It is going to conduct only from 90 degree to 180 degree because of this potentiometer resistance. And potentiometer resistance position. Just observe the potentiometer resistance position here. Okay, so we'll understand what is that 0 to 180 degree and 90 to 180 degree condition. Now, okay, so for a better understand, we'll take one more example here. Okay, just observe the position of this potentiometer resistance. This is not at the top, or it is not at the middle. Okay, not at the middle. So it is in between 0 to, or at the between the top to 90 degree. Somewhere like 45 degree. Okay, 45 degree. So whatever the resistance offered by the resistance R2 is now, okay, is almost like in the middle resistance as compared to the figure A and figure B. From the figure A, resistance offered by is almost 0, so diode start going to conduct from 0 to 180 degree. But in figure B, 90 degree conduction mode. So the position of the potentiometer across the resistance R2 is almost in middle. So diode is going to conduct from the 90 degree onwards. But in figure C, figure C is what actually 135 degree conduction. 135 degree conduction. Yes, sorry, it's not between 0 to 90 degree. It is between 90 to what? 90 to 180. Middle is what? 135. Okay, it is not the middle between the 0 to 90 degree, between the 90 to 180. If I say 0 to 90 degree, middle point is what? 45 degree. The middle position of the degree between the 90 degree to 180 means what? 135 degree conduction. Okay, so 135 degree conduction, because 90 plus 45, so that is 135. Okay, here if this potentiometer position is at this condition, just below the middle point, so that may be 45 degree. Here it is a top, it is a bottom, it is a middle. And the middle point between the top and bottom, that is 135 degree. Here it is 135 degree. And the middle point between the middle and the bottom, so here this one, this is what? 45 degree, something like that. So now this diode is become forward biased condition only after 135 degree. Means this 45 degree conduct, so there is no conduction of this diode for initial 45 degree, and remaining 135 degree it is going to conduct. Okay. Now at what point of time we are going to pass the voltage to the diode, so that is from the 45 degree, but the SCR is going to conduct for the remaining 135 degree conduction mode. That way, okay, we have to understand. Suppose here, if, okay, so from the figure, see how it is given. It is given something like this. Okay, first 45 degree it is not going to conduct, and remaining 45 degree, so remaining 135 degree it is going to conduct. And we are going to give the pulses, triggering pulses to the, so this is what voltage, right? It's a triggering pulse. We have started giving the triggering pulses to the SCR from 45 degree, okay, from 45 degree onwards. So in other way, suppose in other way, okay, in other middle position of the resistance R2, okay, so this is 0, this is 90 degree, and this is 180 degree. Suppose if I wrote here like this, okay, so 0 to here, 90, 90 to 45, 135. In this condition, 135 degree there is no voltage, and remaining 45 degree there is a voltage. For initial 135 degree there is no conduction, and remaining 45 degree condition there is a conduction. So after we had done the discussion here, okay, so what I can conclude here, so whatever the voltage it is coming out from this diode, okay, coming out from this diode, it decides, okay, at what time we are giving triggering pulses to this SCR, okay, at SCR. This is a diode, and at what time, okay, we should at what time the diode is going to, okay, conduct. So it will be decided by the position of the resistance at the potentiometer R2. This is the final conclusion of, okay, the final topic of this module 2, phase control, okay, phase control application. We are going to, okay, controls the phase of the voltage which is coming out from the diode, okay, whether we are going to start triggering pulses from the 0 degree, or from the, okay, 90 degree, or from 135 degree, or from the 45 degree. Finally it should be decided by the resistance value R2, from the potentiometer. Okay, so thank you all for understanding, and okay, keep watching the videos, okay, of module 2. So repeatedly I am telling that, so under module 2, difficult to understand is what? SCR part. If you are not able to understand in some particular stage or a particular, okay, concept, please pause and replay this, so you will understand in a better way. Thank you one and all.